Rhonda, and this is my podcast, Facebook Live, YouTube channel entitled Spiritual Sense. Today is Wednesday, which is March the 13th. And so, in this podcast, as well as Facebook and YouTube channel, I go over topics regarding the paranormal, occult, supernatural. So, if you go on my podcast platform, which is on Spreaker.com, you'll find a variety of topics along that genre. So I have always had a curiosity into the paranormal. I think most people do. So I consider myself to be a magic mind medium. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think I coined that term because it came to me in essence. And it began to let me know that once a person has received some type of spiritual renewal or a sense of their experience with the rapture or some type of traumatic event, that things would begin to appear to be mystical, magical, almost supernatural or unrealistic like. And so I think in this life experience, it is a learning experience. And once um, just put it this way, based on psychology, we are spiritually based. I think when the mind has taken on so much in terms of stress, disparities, or whatever the case may be, traumas, it would be again to protect itself, similar to a defense mechanism. And then you'll begin to see a lot of oddities, odd behaviors, energies that gravitate to you or you gravitate to that will seem to be um, kind of like similar to like if you're in the how can I put it um, like Lord of the Rings or something like that. It's like you have breaking away from reality into another one. Okay, so that's why it's almost mystical, magical, and that's why I coin myself as the magic mind medium because I begin to ask God to convey to me what exactly is going on. I don't have a background in psychology. At one point in time, I wanted to be a psychologist. I honestly did. Um, and a few years ago, I did aspire to get a degree in. And do bear with me. My shirt is a little wrinkled. I had it on yesterday for a little bit, and so bear with me with that. But I did aspire some years back to pursue my degree in psychology, with the emphasis on substance abuse, and I end up changing. I end up changing from that. Now I have recently reconsidered going back to. Give me just a moment. I do apologize. So I have recently considered pursuit of a degree in psychology by way of parapsychology because I really truly I really feel as though that is my calling. So, and I actually went online to look this up, and there is such a degree where you can go for psychology with an emphasis on parapsychology because I think, with me having such a curiosity into this so called other spectrum of reality, I do feel as though God does have a coded way of conveying things to those that He chooses uh, who thinks in such a way. Okay? So you will begin to see how one thing will tell over to the next. To be a parapsychologist, I mean, that would be like a dream, awesome job to have for me because I have had a fixation on the paranormal, supernatural, occult. I think a lot of people do more so than they will let people on to know, but it is a true interest of mine. It really is. Okay, so we're going to proceed with the tarot card reading, and I am going to do a 10 card. I'm going to do a 10 card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I also would like to stress that this podcast, as well as this Facebook Live and YouTube channel, is for entertainment purposes, sometimes informational purposes. It depends on what podcast you may be listening to. If you are listening to one of my podcasts, it could be educational. But I also like to mention that it is optional. Okay? All right, so we're going to proceed with the prayer. Father, supreme being of all being, thank you for waking me and family and friends alike up this morning to see another day. Continue to bless us and shield us from any injury, harm, or danger. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. As it is said, it is so. I declare and I decree. I want to pay homage to Bash, Shemaiah, Shango, Osiris, Ma'at, Ogun, and Oshun. So let me proceed with, I'm going to do a quick scramble of my cards. Now, when I do my readings are going to be different than the average person's readings. I think that's what makes tarot cards so interesting, um, or what have you. So I do life, love, past history, family history, thoughts, faith, and belief. And then I do your energy or what have you. So that's how I do my readings. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And this is card one. This is what the readings are. I have death, death, death. You know, I mentioned about death yesterday. Death is very permanent. You know, I've been having a fixation for the last few years on death, all in all. At least since 2018, there have been a fixation with me with death. A fixation with death. Death, as relates to here, I'm going to use this guide here. It says loss, endings, rebirth, change, transformation. So I honestly feel as though this death is a different type of death because death, we know death to mean biological death, like the absence of breath or the absence of respiration, death, the absence of a heartbeat. So we know that death is, but death can mean, endings to bring about new beginnings, transformation. And as I mentioned, 2024 is a year for transformation. We want to uh, put away those old things, put away those old behaviors, those old attitudes, um, things that does no longer serve us in a purpose, but purpose to mankind. Now, as I sit here and say these things, I will get right out there into the universe, and boom, something will happen or manifest to the contrary as to what I just mentioned. So trust me, I know. I know. but it's a testament. It's a day to day thing that you have to that you would go through in life. So trust me, I know. But I think this reading, just in pulling that one card, is in reference to that transformation. Like you're needing validation, you're needing confirmation about how life is going to work for you for 2024, and I'm here to tell you that transformation is coming for you. Now, this is what I have as the barrier. I have the journalist. The journalist it says Prince of Wands. That's what the barrier is. Like that is something that is preventing you from transforming. Well, what does the wands represent? Well, wands relates to willpower and life force, passion, creativity, ego, and personality. I honestly feel as though you are your own worst enemy, believe it or not. You cannot allow, I mean, I understand in this life experience, you got the energies out there that do, because I deal with it with my children. I deal with it with, on a job, even if I go out in the community, where you got the powers that may be are set up to test and tempt you. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it doesn't happen. It does happen. It does. You're not crazy. It does happen. But what I'm also going to tell you is you cannot allow that to be a determining factor in how you respond. I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't get angry. Trust me. But what I'm going to tell you is the enemy's job is to steal, kill, and destroy is what I'm going to tell you. So by any means necessary, it would do that. And you cannot allow that to dictate your reality. Meaning, you get yourself upset, you get out here, you drive off somewhere because I have done it, and even to now, I still would do it, but in a more of a spiritual sense. And boom, you get in the car accident. That's exactly what they wanted you to do. So you have to be the level-headed one to say, okay, I see Satan for what he's or she is trying to do, and I'm not going to let Satan control my destiny. That's what it means when they say, you're not going to steal my joy. That means you're not going to stamper or damper my day to where I get out here and do some shit that will be not only harmful to me, but maybe perhaps someone else. Okay? Now, what we have above the situation, I ruined. So I honestly feel as though this ruin in this situation, give me just a quick pause. Hey, go over there and get all those crumbs up off of the floor over there. I think ruin in this situation has a lot to do with um, how you think and feel about yourself. I think you have a hard time with confidence. I think you have a battle in the mind where you begin to you begin to see the negativity. Like something lets me know that you are a very negative person. Because I can be that way. I think we all can, but I think you're very cynical, pessimistic, and negative. And when you're like that, the enemy plays you like a fiddler. Like you'll have more bad days, literally, than good ones. You cannot allow the enemy to dictate your reality. Plain and simple. Try positivity. Even if you know it's fake, even though if you know it's phony, because I'm the type of person I don't like to be phony, fake, and things like that. Try positivity and see want things change favorable for you. The spirit will begin to change, and you'll begin to see it flourish outward, and it will be a glow like no other. I mean, words cannot explain it. This is what I have as the reason. Well, Hermit card. I think the enemy likes to get you alone. And what do I mean by that? I honestly feel as though your thing, what is going on with you is that the enemy likes you to be separated from those who can advocate and have your back. Because if you're the weakest link and if I can isolate you and get you alone, I could play in your head all day long. So I had a ruin card here, which is above the situation. Oftentimes, when I have something that's above the situation, that's like the morale, that gives me an idea about how the mind thinks. Okay, so when you are such as that, they will play you like a fiddler. It's the point. The enemy. That's what it lets me know. Now, in the past, I have the activist, Princess of Swords. I honestly feel as though I'm speaking to not only men, but women as well. This is not a one-sided bias reading. This is a dual reading. I feel as though in your past I showed the activist card, so that lets me know you were someone that got out and pretty much professed like you were. Just put it this way. I'm not going to sit here and say that you did not serve a purpose. But what I will say is this: I feel as though you was a rebel without cause. I think what your issue was is that a lot of people used you to be a voice, and then when you became hoarse, you didn't see them. You got to understand. A lot of times, people will push you up to do things just to sit back and let you be the one to put your neck on the guillotine, and boom. And I think this is such as the situation with you. And that's why I think a lot of this negativity that you are feeling right now is because of being let down by the enemy. It's what it lets me know. Okay. Um, but in the other spectrum of it all, God has to isolate you in order to work on you as well. So you got to understand that even though the enemy does like to get you alone so they can work on your mind, because they know God is going to come in to restore you. Because I feel as though restoration is coming for you. As we have the death card, transformation is coming for you. I show the works. I have the works card here. Um, I think you're going to be headed towards another direction than what you are doing now. So I don't know what type of work or field you are in, but something lets me know that you're going to be going towards another direction, if that makes any sense. In terms of work, I think it's something that you wanted, something you wanted. Not necessarily. I mean, those around you may make you think that that it's like they doing you something, but I think this is what your desire was to do. Okay. Now we're going to proceed. Card 7, the attitude card. Gain. I think it's going to be very rewarding for you. Is what it lets me know. Based on the cards, things are going to be very rewarding for you. You're going to find purpose. You're going to be secure. There's going to be some stability, because I think you have a lot of negativity thoughts that runs through your head. That is not a good thing. It's a very dangerous thing. Now I have card 8, which is what's physically surrounding defeat. I honestly feel as though this sense of defeat is energies that come towards you. They don't feel confident. I think you are able to tap into their feelings and emotions and things of that sort, is what I feel as well. Now, this is hopes, fears, and dreams. I had a matriarch card. So I showed that you do have a strong tie to someone in your family, the matriarch. I felt something less male. It's a grandmother feeling, a grandmother figure that you pull from when things seems to be um, when things don't seem to be going your way. You pull from your this grandmother's energy in order for you know to get some sense of um, clarity. I think this grandmother figure, and I do feel as though this person is still around. You're able to channel their energy. So I get this here as the outcome oppression. Oppression. I honestly feel as though, again, you're able to take on feelings of others, and it manifests itself in your thoughts, negative thoughts. Things are going to work favorable for you. As I mentioned, I do show that there's a uh, transformation in terms of how you feel and think about things, and as well as work related too. I feel as though this transformation will be coming pretty soon. Now let's get your love. Let's see what love has in the cards for you in terms of love. Love doesn't necessarily mean in a relationship. It could be love of self or how the love is around and surrounding you. I have hand of cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options not showing hand gambling. I honestly feel as though this is an innate message. Is what I feel. If you pay attention to my, I'm gonna reference to my podcast episode as well as my presentation where I did about the Ark of the Covenant. I think this is the time where certain individuals do not need to know your every moments and movements at this time. It's none of their business. Is what I feel. Okay. I have the Phoenix card. It says new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, change mind. So there's going to be a renewing of the mind. It's going to be a renewing of things around you. Things are going to be working favorable for you. And you got to understand, oftentimes when things are favorable, then the enemy wants to come in and get you sidetracked. Talking, I think there's a lot of talk around. Um, and I think this talk is in a negative fashion. I think you're able to pick up on the naysayers, the gossipers, those who speak curses on you. And I think that's God's way of letting you in on what the enemy say about you. It's not in your mind. It's not make believe. God will put conversations in your head. That is the truth. I'm not going to sit here and tell no lie to you. It's not, oh my gosh, she just, no. Okay? Let's pull out some past history. Let's get out some past history, and we're gonna go from there. So, what does your past history mentions? Well, I have high priest or priestess card here, so I honestly feel as though um, God will send a sign to you. I think high priestess in this matter is in reference to God reaching out to you. Okay, somebody that's going to come into your life that's going to help facilitate this change in a favorable sense is what it lets me know. Let me see if I have the high priestess on here, and I don't. It's not. Yes, it is. Okay, so high priest or priestess. It relates to divine feminine intuition, spirituality, and emotions. So I think this person is going to bring insight to you, clarity to you, and they're going to be kind of similar to like a spiritual advisor, to kind of like let you know, oversee things. Hey, this is not the time to let everybody in on your personal dealings because everybody is not of your like mindedness. Okay. The next card I have is baby. baby. So can this actually mean that there is a baby in the works, and that can help facilitate this transformation? Because as I gotten older, now I view things differently than I did when I was in my 30s, let alone in my 20s and teens. And I do believe that by way of a baby, God does reveal things to us. And I think this could very well be a new birth or rebirth in the spirit by way of a baby. Okay? The next card I get is Egypt. Egypt, Egypt. Um, so in reference to this, I'm going to say that um in terms of Egypt, we know Egypt, the things about Egypt being a prominent dynasty and things of that sort. Um, I honestly feel as though in this reading, um, you are able to tap into lineage. You need to do some research about family lineage or what have you, because I do feel as though you have some ties to some royal lineage. And regarding your family history, and when you're able to capitalize on that, um, it can help dissipate a lot of that negativity, if that makes any sense. Like if you know who you are and where you come from, you don't have there's nothing to feel any fear of. Is the point. The enemy will always try to come on and attack. Will always try to get you sidetracked, and of course, you will know who you are and as to whom you come from. There's no need to prove anything to anyone. So I'm going to do your thoughts, faith, and belief card, because we want to get a little bit of ideal about this battle towards the mind. I do believe that it's a lot of negativity that comes towards you. I think um, you are tapping into energies around, but I think it's your own inner energies as well. That's what it lets me know. So I'm not going to make it seem as though everything is on what's coming in. I think a lot of it is within as well. Um, so I'm pulling over the cards. These are my Celtic cards, and as I mentioned, I say that these cards are thoughts, faith, and belief cards because they're mystical, they're magical. And as I mentioned, I'm a magic mind medium. So oftentimes when God has begun to reveal things to us in a different manner, things will appear to be mystical, magical, and as such. Okay. I have eight of wands. Eight represents action, success, and recognition. Wands relate to willpower and life force, passion, creativity, ego, and personality. So I honestly feel as though God is working on your. He's changing your this you're going through a spiritual renewal. Renewal. That's what it lets me know. This attack on the mind, this negativity that's on the mind. I think that you're receiving spiritual restoration or renewal. That's what I feel. Um, because I have this eight of wands to show up here. Um, things are going to work out favorable for you. You don't have anything to worry about. Things are going to manifest themselves right before your eyes. Now, I do have a King of Pentacles here as well. Pentacles relates to material aspects of life, career, finance, business, and possession. So that in turn lets me know that King cards are established in control and see things through to the end. So I honestly feel as though um, in these aspects of your life, you're going to be in control. That's what it lets me know, because there could be some possibility of some instability, but from here on out, in terms of your life, career, finance, business, and possession, you are no longer unstable. You are stable coming this year, because this is the year for transformation. So you don't have anything to fear in terms of being able to support yourself, to provide a living for yourself. You have nothing to fear. Okay? Now, I do get the five of cups. Now five represents stress, conflict, instability. Cups relates to feelings and emotions, creativity, relationships, intuition, and compassion. Once again, this is what it could be. Oftentimes to provide you some sense of solace when you ask God to come in to restore you and renew you. He will show you this is what it's not. I think that's going to be the situation where temptation or things will come towards you. This is what it's not. You got to realize that feelings are temporary. They can be changed. They can change like the wind. Your feelings are temporary. Is what it lets me know. So when you begin to feel a certain way, don't trust everything that you feel. It's the point. Okay? I can't tell you how to feel, but I'm going to tell you don't trust everything that you feel, because if you're empathetic and you're able to pick up on vibrations and energies, but then that's what that is, oftentimes. All right, so let's get a little bit of this what this Egypt card is in representation to. So it could very well be also in representation to um, building something. Could there very well be in terms of a home, building? Like I'm showing there's some type of stability, foundation of groundwork is what it lets me know. So let's proceed. I'm going to get a little bit of family history. I honestly feel as though um, you do have ties to some ancient dynasties, is what it lets me know, and in regards to royalty. Now, this is the card that I get here, and let me pull up. Let's see. Let's pull up my Egyptian tarot. Now, this is a major arcana card, and I have to look and see which one it is. So, do bear with me with that. A major arcana card. So, what does the gods and goddesses, ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses, family dynasty, and history, what are they conveying and based on this reading? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out what this card is a representation of, and I'm going to read the guide. So you may be asking yourself, why am I doing tarot? You will be very surprised as to how God gives you spiritual um, through whatever vessel He chooses. If you are open to receiving a message. Like I said, you don't necessarily, I'm pretty sure somebody watches my podcast. Listen to my podcast or even watch my Facebook Live, and many may not, and that's totally fine. But I do want to stress that tarot card is real. It's an art. It's a form of a spiritual communication tool that um, God used as a vessel to relate a message. Believe it or not. Okay, judgment. Okay, this is the judgment card. It says the waking of the dead. So judgment in this instance is renewal. It says renewal letter Rasith R, number 200. I honestly feel as though um, it is to restore your mind, your thoughts, and spiritual renewal. Is that not more confirmation than anything? Take a look at this card. If you could take a look, that looks like the Egyptian goddess Bast, but I'm not for certain. Those are energies. Those are spirits, by the way. So the positive mentions change of position. I think this change of position is what I just mentioned in terms of works, in terms of what you do for a living. I think you're going to be you're going to do something that you feel is purposeful and a life's passion. You know, they say when you do things that is passionate to you, it's not working. I think oftentimes we're pulled into industries or jobs because of convenience. It pays the bills, but I think you actually had been praying to do something that is a passion of yours and to be able to sustain employment or you know have some stability, and you will. It also mentions about birth. I honestly feel as though that somehow there's going to be a baby involved. Somehow there's going to be a baby involved in this situation. Could it very well be, um, as I mentioned, with the birth of this child, there's going to be some type of spiritual renewing. We have moral renewal, reawakening, examination of conscience. All of these things, I mean, it's going to all tie into similar same things. Moment of transition towards improvement, recovery, recovery of physical and intellectual energies. I kid you not, I cannot make this up. This is on PDF. This is not being manipulated. There is no one here that can manipulate this. I'm not on a website. This is on a PDF which is saved to my drive. Um, because like I said, I do feel as though it's the attack of the mind, negativity, renown, fame, publicity, second death. This second so-called second death is a spiritual renewal, is what that is. Where you go through the rapture, God revealed things to you, contrary to popular belief, and you begin to see things for what it truly is. And then you know you're on your path to your destiny. Initiation into the mysteries of life. Again, that's similar to what I just mentioned. Like God has honed your spiritual sight, and you begin to see things manifest right before your eyes, and it's almost mystical, magical as such. Now, the negative, I think these are the things that are going to you're going to be played with, or going to gravitate to you. Delusion, like when you begin to have doubts or false beliefs, don't own them as your own, because this is God letting you know contrast. Okay, this is to provide you some sense of solace. Failure, deserve punishment. This is what the enemy is going to put before your eyes, or put towards you, because they want you to feel some type of way. You know who you are and from who you come from. You don't have to fear any, you don't have to have any fear, because the enemy loves to manipulate, control, and cause an uproar when one is not warranted. So you will know. We have remorse, repentance, unjustified doubts. Again, a lot of these energies and thoughts that comes to you are not of your own. You'll begin to see that oftentimes when the enemy feels a certain type of way, it likes to project those feelings towards you. Okay? Um, prolonged illness. Oh my gosh, dragging out something that only take a couple of days, this takes them months and months and months, and sometimes years. And you would know spirit, and you can name that spirit from a mile away. Delay, unfavorable moment. Again, God will put things within you. You'll know what you know, what you know, what you know. And the enemy can try to play on your intellect to make you feel some type of way. And you will know what you know, what you know. Okay? Let's go ahead and we're gonna end on that note because I am not doing a dark reading today. I did one, I think a couple of days ago. I didn't do one yesterday. I honestly feel as though this is a light reading, meaning an enlightenment reading. For time purposes, I need to go ahead and bring things to a close. Um, but I think things are going to work out favorable for you. Just trust and believe that the enemy is on the prowl. It is spiritual. That means, what does that mean? That means you can pray to God to see you through it. But ultimately, when it's spiritual, that means that um, it's going to happen. Uh, it's it's a force apart from your own, and you're going to have to summon a higher power. Is what that means. Okay. Let's go ahead and get your. Let's go ahead. We're going to get your angel card because we're going to summon some good angels around that can shield you from the enemy. Okay. Uh, so let's proceed with that. That can shield you from the enemy. All right, we have divine order. I honestly feel as though everything works in order. It is by way of God, it's going to work in order. It says Archangel Raguel. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. Everything is going to work favorable for you. Okay? I honestly feel as though a lot of what you're dealing with is somebody has spoken a curse on you to prove a point. Conversation, peace, and talk. And as a result, things are going to backfire. That's what it lets me know. Okay? All right. And that's not a threat, that's just the way life works. All right. So we have a new opening. Again, a new opening. This is this position that we spoke about, this newfound way of thinking, way of doing, and this new job venture, I feel, which is going to be a passion of yours. When one door closes, I am confident another one will open, and it will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning they present to me. Serenity comes from within. So, of course, as I mentioned previously, I honestly think that in essence, you are your own worst enemy. You cannot allow the enemy to manifest into your space because the enemy seeks to devour and divide. Is what it seeks to do. It's a jealous spirit. It's a demonic spirit, unhappy, unfulfilled spirit. And whenever you are dealing with those type of energies, that's what it does. Yoga. Is what I have down here. I think you need to meditate because I think what I mentioned about this high priestess and priest card here, and that somebody is going to gravitate you to help facilitate this transformation. I think you need to take out some time and get into the art of yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. Do that. I kid you not, things are going to open up for you. You're going to, it's words cannot explain it. That's the only way I can tell it to you. Words cannot explain it. It's gonna be supernatural, mystical, magical. You won't even believe it. Like you'll tell it to people, those who really hadn't received it, and they wouldn't be able to believe it because why? You know, you are experiencing this life experience, but you do have, individuals out here who have received a spiritual renewal and can relate. They may not be able to see everything that you see through your eyes because this journey is for you personal, but they will be able to relate to what you're talking about. Is the point, and begin to understand what it is that you're experiencing. Okay. Again, this podcast and this YouTube and Facebook Live is for entertainment purposes. I don't want nobody coming on here that does not want to be on here. Okay. All righty. So, all right. So I am going to go ahead and get all these put up before I proceed with the remaining energy cards. But as I mentioned, I think things are going to work out favorable for you, so you don't have anything to worry about. And we are approaching almost an hour. Let me go ahead and get your soul truth read, and then we're going to bring this to a close. Am I consistently showing up? This is what stood out to me just now when I was pulling these cards. And what do I take from that? I'm going to tell you what I take from that. Because as I mentioned, when you begin to empathetically take on other people's energies and this battle that's in your mind where you start having all these weird thoughts and stuff, I think that's such as that. A lot of that negative energy begin to manifest itself into your space is what it lets me know. That's what it essentially lets me know. Um, so Am I consistently? You have to be sure who you are. When you're an empath and you're able to pick up on energies, you got to be able to discern from your feelings and belief in others. Are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. Now, did I just not to say this earlier that you are your own worst enemy? And oftentimes, when people try to exude fear in you, it's because of how they feel in themselves. So you have to be the one to say, you know what? What do I have to be fearful about? I done been through I don't know how many battles, let alone wars. You are unstoppable, but it's up to you to see that by taking action. Today's soul's action. Today, be brave and do it scared. Choose one fear and move through it. You are in need of a hero, so that is who you will become. So don't sit back and let nobody dictate how they feel on you. People gonna do that all the time. This life experience is such a day. It's a lot of psychology, and if I'm trying to control you, and I got things going on over here, I'm gonna do whatever I can to exude my own energy on you. You got to recognize Satan for whom he truly is. Okay? So I am going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense. Uh, light reading. If you have any questions, comments or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good